Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mech Merlin, the show where I program keyboard firmware and also built them as well. So let's see. Thanks, everyone, for joining in tonight. Who is online? I see Zykrowski, 6 viewers. Awesome. All right. So I usually like to begin my Tuesday stream not jumping straight into the programming, but doing a little bit of unboxing. As you guys know, coronavirus is a thing. Shipping is slow all around the world. So it's been hard, it's been hard to come up with builds and things to do. So right now, I'm so happy that I finally got my first packages in quite a long time. Duncan Yo-Yo, thanks for joining in. Subscribing at tier 1, subscribed for 9 months, currently on a 9-month streak. Thank you. Zyrowski says, how do I donate? If you do !donate, you can donate directly to me, or you can do bits as well. But 2 items that I recently got. The first one is the board that I will be adding VIA support in tonight. Here, let's give you guys a quick look at what that is. Boom, right there. This is the TGR 910. If you guys don't know what TGR is one of the higher end custom boards in our community. They're run by a gentleman named Yuxi, also known as Sam. The TGR 910 is the 65 variant. There's also, you may have heard of the TGR Alice and the TGR Jane V2, which is the board that I have in front of me right now. Figured if I'm going to be writing code for a TGR board, I might as well do it on a TGR board itself. Let's see, another item that I got. Oop, music's not playing yet. Let's kick off a few tunes. Oops, here we go. Let's turn off the sound there. All right, the second item that I've got in the mail, finally got a Switch. So contrary to popular opinion, there is actually a gaming Switch in our community. This is the best gaming Switch ever, hands down. It's better than Cherry MX Brown. It's better than Cherry MX Red. The best gaming Switch, and don't you forget it. But yeah, I actually bought this quite a few weeks ago, and it took a while to get to me. It was a Costco deal that I found. I was one of the... Actually, I might have gotten the last one, because my teammates wanted to get one as well. And yeah, I got there faster than them. So, you're gonna play some AC? Maybe. I still have to buy it though. Like, I literally just got this yesterday, so... This is probably the 3rd console I have ever owned in my life. Like, I've owned a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, I mean. Super Nintendo, followed by a PlayStation 1, and finally a Nintendo Switch. Zark says this is not a keyboard, but it is a Switch. It is the best gaming Switch. So if anyone ever asks you, what is the best gaming Switch? Nintendo Switch. So I've actually hooked it up to my TV already. I'll be bringing it over on Thursday nights, and we might play some Animal Crossing. I've been looking through the entire Nintendo store, and a few games have piqued my interest. One of them is the Fire Emblem Warriors, and this one called Vampire. Zyrowski says, how do I donate? Do !donate. Alright, so, I figured I'd keep the box and actually put switches in it. So yeah, these are 2 items that I've gotten in the mail. I'm still waiting for other keyboard related items, but yeah, it's taken a while. One of the more notable ones is my ID80. I ordered my ID80 probably in mid-February. It's going through ePacket right now, so yeah, I'm still waiting. Hopefully it'll come soon. Who knows? Longanberry, thanks for joining in. That's a pretty cool split detachable keyboard. Oh yes, of course. Have I tried MX Islands? Yes, I have. So tonight's drink of choice, if you guys do !drink, you might have seen this appear on stream before. Whidbey Washington Port. If you've been watching my previous stream, I've been trying to buy drinks from local places. I am local to Seattle, Washington, which is why I buy Whidbey's Washington Port. Whidbey is a popular tourist attraction about 2 hours north of Seattle. I've been there twice. It's a popular getaway place for families, photographers, sightseeing, all that good stuff. But yeah, tonight I am once again drinking this. This is actually one of my favorite ports that I've ever drank on stream. Another reason why I got it is this normally retails for about 25 bucks, but I think we're trying to support our local wineries and stuff. So I saw this going on sale for $13. Cozy says, I don't even want to play Animal Crossing, I just want to play Breath of the Wild. Yeah, that's the thing, like I need to find things to do while I'm in the house. Can't just be doing keyboard stuff all day or just watching Netflix, so figured I'd try something that I haven't done since pretty much my high school years. And yeah, I'm quite excited to try this port again. I've tried a bunch of ports, like all the ports available at Trader Joe's, Fred Meyer, and QFC I've tried. Yep, it's every bit as good as I remember it to be. See how much alcohol content is in this? 19%. Okay, so it's a little bit lower than other ports I've tried. And unlike port grown, like, okay, so typically you can only call it port if it's from Portugal. Zyrowski has donated $1. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, but typically port is in Portugal, but this one is here in Washington. Duncan Yoyo says, Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game. That is something I will have to look into. Like, I can't just buy all the games all at once, you know? The only game I've purchased so far is Assassin's Creed. It's Black Flag and Rogue. I played the original Assassin's Creed and I liked it. So why not some of the newer ones? Ghost Grickley says, is port usually on the sweet side? Yes, it is. It is a fortified wine loaded with so much sugar. I'd say it's one of the sweetest red wines you can try. And as a result, unlike other wines, you can actually keep this bottled up for years, you know, without fear of it eroding in quality. Chushi said, I would be passed out if I took a shot for all the times he said port, for sure. Katina says, whiskey and port barrels equals love. I thought that would be the case. There's a whiskey place here in Washington called Woodinville Whiskey, and one of their premium whiskeys is actually exactly what you said, whiskey and port. So I jumped on it thinking it would be something I liked, but no. I was actually quite surprised. I think I prefer my whiskey a little bit harsher than that, so who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's get to what we're doing tonight so I can start playing my Nintendo Switch. It's not something I will stream quite yet. I am unfamiliar with the Nintendo Switch controls. So rather than subjecting you guys to watching me blumber around the Nintendo Switch controls, I'd rather play a little bit of it. Alright guys, this is the TGR 910 PCB. Keep in mind there is already a TGR 910 CE, but this is the first one, and from what I know, this is the only TGR 910 that is currently in QMK. However, if someone does have a 910 CE and who wouldn't mind mailing me a PCB or the board itself, I will gladly do the same to it, to what I'm doing tonight. Alright, Gatina says keyboard scheduled to be there Monday. Oof, okay, I was hoping for it to get here this week, but I guess this Saturday will be a Xeno stream. I'll be building a Xeno for myself. Alright, let's see. Let's find out a little bit more about this board before we continue. Here we go. The TGR 910 went on group buy in November of 2016. And as you can see, check that out. Here, there we go. It's a 65% with blocker. And in the corner over here, it says 910 right there. Now all lit up and everything. And if you guys look at the PCB, that matches up. There's a place to put either a switch or an LED all the way up there. You know, it's boot mapper client based, center mount USB mini B, and coincidentally also RGB underglow, though I'm not seeing that the case supports underglow. Yeah, I'm not seeing any indication that the case actually supports underglow. So it's surprising that this exists. See that? See all those RGB underglow LEDs? It does support backlighting, so we will take care of that in VIA as well. Actually, we'll support both in case someone ever puts it into an underglow compatible case. But we'll see. Let's see, any other information I can glean from this? Oh yeah, these at the time of group buy went for $334, but and only 23 units will be made. Check, that is insane. 23 units. This is probably why I've seen these boards go for well over 1,000. Because he says the TGR PCBs all have split space options as well. Has anyone in the history of building TGR boards done split space? Not that I know of, and now that you mentioned that, I see it. Look at that. Look at that super Swiss cheese bottom row. See all that? Wow, 23 units made. This is probably why I haven't seen this board quite often. So when Vic actually sent this to me, he was on last week's stream and was very interested in the fact that I got the TGR Jane supported by VIA. So he was kind enough to send me his spare PCB. So Vic, if you're watching, thank you so much for this opportunity. And also on behalf of the community, thank you for allowing me to do this so other people with this board can finally program it the way they want. Blink says, hi, I just ordered the mass drop control with speed silvers, not the MX. Are you familiar? The MX, the Ks, what? Yeah, I don't know what switch you're talking about. But yeah, let's get to doing it. So as I said before, this particular board is actually already in QMK. So half my work is done. I don't need to worry about porting this board or anything like that. See, TGR 910, it's all in there. It's all in there. But the goal for tonight is to put VIA support on this. If you guys have never heard of VIA, don't know what it is, think of it this way. With QMK firmware, you would have to make your key map, create your firmware, and flash it onto your board. With VIA, you only ever have to flash your board once. And every time you want to change your key map, you can just open up VIA, plug the board in, and boom. Everything's working. Zambumon, thanks for joining in. Go Merlin. But I literally just opened this board up. So one thing we should always do is make sure the board works before I even do any kind of software programming on it. So far my track record is pretty good. I haven't really bricked too many boards. But if the board came to me bricked, you know, I'd like to know. So let's just find, hold on. Let me change this up. Okay. All right. We are just going to make sure that the board works. Just so in case I brick it, I can make sure that the board wasn't bricked to begin with, right? Okay. So far, so good. So if you guys read my Reddit post, this is a bootmapper client board, and VIA, I believe, is a legitimate replacement for bootmapper client. So I'm hoping to convert as many bootmapper boards as I can. Coincidentally, a lot of them are high-end customs, so that's good for the community. Bootmapper client is no longer supported. If you want any features in it, there's no one who will add them for you. If you have problems with it, no one's going to help you. So yeah. And so far the board looks like it's working. Hopefully it stays working after the stream. Blink says, Kaihawa's Speed Silver, Master Up Alt is what I want to say. I've typed on Speed Silvers before. They're okay. There are much better linears in the market today. Out of curiosity, let's see. How many people are watching today? Okay. Out of all you guys currently watching, are any of you fortunate enough to be one of the 23 people who own this board or have the CE? Oh guys, this is really weird. Look at how it's programmed. That rightmost column is just numbers. 9, 6, 3, and star. What workflow? What application needs this? Like, here, check this out. Does anyone know offhand why anyone would want to program their rightmost column of a 65 with asterisk 9, 6, and 3? Without numblock. Ah, yeah, I know, right? It's strange. Zambamon says good night. Thanks for joining in, Zambamon. Yeah, I guess while you're here, while you are here, I am, let's see, I'm rocking Nautilus round 1. Nautilus round 2 is actually currently going on group buy through Dixie Mac, so definitely check that out if you guys are like interested. Zark says probably page up, page down, etc., etc. Probably. That's odd. It's odd. But now I have verified that the PCB works. Excellent. Excellent news. Hopefully it will stay working once I'm done with all this. Let's put it away for now. I don't actually need the PCB again until the end of the programming. But we'll put it away nice and safe. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to have another drink. Oof. Oof. Let's see. I think my camera froze a bit. No. I'm even trying to cool it down. Ooh. All right. We are back in business. So I'm using a Camlink 4K. I've been noticing that with Mac OS, and particularly with my hub, it doesn't seem to work 100%. Every now and then it tends to slip up, but it's much better than when I didn't have a hub. Zyrowski says, how does it overheat the camera? Well, it's pretty hot in this room. We're starting to enter the warmer months here in Seattle. Cameras are electronic, so they generally have some kind of, you know, some kind of heat coming out. Yeah, let's see. There we go. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. I actually have a fan aimed at it right now. Okay, let's see. Let me set things up. Let me set stuff up here. That is not what I want. Here we go. All right. So when doing VIA support, it has to come in two stages. The first stage is actually turning it on in QMK firmware. The second part is creating a JSON file and allowing VIA to read that JSON file. We're going to start with turning it on the QMK firmware side first. So this is actually pretty simple. It's a lot easier than actually porting the board over. If you guys are familiar with creating your own key map, it's really as simple as that. So in this case, you just want to, right now we only have one key map in here, and that's default. What I like to do is just copy default, like so, copy paste. And the trick here is to rename it VIA. And you're more than halfway there already. So things that you gotta watch out for. By default, VIA supports only 4 layers. And you want to actually define all of them. So that's what we're gonna do. It looks like this one has 0, 1, and 2. We just need to add a third one, and we should be all good. Hopefully. So Rowski says, what is an MX Xylent again? An MX Xylent is basically using a Zelio housing and putting a Cherry MX silent stem in it. It's also used to describe it if it's an alias housing. All right, here we go. 3. Oop, that's not what I wanted. There we go. And we can just make this completely blank. Merlin, why do you have to define it if it's just going to be all blank? Well, the reason being is that if you don't do this, Via will look at this non-existent layer and be like, oh, there's nothing defined. Let's fill it up with garbage. And you don't want that. So this is the way to make sure it doesn't fill up with garbage. Let's see anything else here. Yep, there's one there. No, if you can think of a way to populate all 4 layers, then be my guest. But I personally I only ever populate 2 layers. So yeah. So I usually just like populating this with all KC trans. KC trans, okay, everything looks good. Let's just make sure it compiles really quick before we go further. Okay, all right. So that's the first part of doing Via support. This next part is creating a file called rules.mk. In rules.mk is where it's where the majority of the programming goes into. You want to enable Via by typing in via_enable equals yes. Then you want to do LTO_enable, which stands for link time optimization. This optimizes compilation so your firmware file is smaller, which is actually super important for AVR boards because they have so little space. And since this is a bootmapper client board, IP says missed one on the bottom right. The key map? Oh, I see it. You are right. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, and since this is a bootmapper client board, currently Via doesn't support extra key and mouse key. So we need to actually disable that. And since by default mouse key is already disabled, we just have to worry about extra key. There we go. Like so. Zark says, you do not want LTO enable on any of the mass drop KBs. Not that they can... Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Zurkowski. Nice. All right. Okay, and with all that in place, we should be able to compile via firmware. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Let's see what else do we need to do. Oh yeah. So the way that Via actually knows that you're plugging in the board that you're plugging in is it looks at your vendor ID and your product ID, which are these two numbers here. We want to ensure that these are, let's see, consistent with the other TGR boards. The only other TGR board that has Via right now is the Jane. So let's just consult that really quick. Here we go. 5447. 5447. Okay, let's do that. 0x 5447 TG. Wait, was that TG? Yeah, TG. And I'm actually going to be creative with the product ID. Since this is 910, I'm just going to make the product ID 0910. There we go. For 910. That should be self-explanatory, but you know, I think it's cool like that. Okay, and that's really all we need for it. Let's run that make command again. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So one thing I've been very cautious about when it comes to these types of boards, hold on. Here, let's clear that out of the way, is that sometimes, because it's an AVR chip, putting in more than 3 layers causes it to not create a suitable firmware file. So if you remember my Jane port from a few weeks ago, I had to end up doing something like this. I had to make sure that the layer count was set to 3 instead of 4. But good thing we don't have to do that here. No need for that. Alright. Let's flash the board and hopefully I don't brick it. Like I said, this is probably a $1,000 board now. The PCB itself isn't $1,000. Like there are aftermarket PCBs available now. I think there's the HANA 910. I don't think the HANA is VIA compatible quite yet though, so yeah, we'll see. Okay, how do we reset this board? Did whoever did it actually put it in the README? Reset key. Hold down the key located at K0D, commonly programmed as backspace, while plugging in the keyboard. Perfect. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Backspace is gonna be there. There. Like so. IP says just got a HANA 910 and it's VIA compatible. Very nice. Okay. So now the original 910s will be VIA compatible as well. Well, maybe not necessarily immediately after tonight, but as soon as things get merged and all that. Okay, hopefully that worked. Let's flash it. Fingers crossed. Bootloader not found. Try again. Okay, let me try again. Backspace was not detected. Well, that sucks. Let me try again. It's not registering the backspace. Make Nova says, how do you program it to reset while plugging? Is there a reset button? The reset button is actually a key. Man, I just must not be making contact. Here, let's try that. Okay, the fact that the underglow is lighting up is telling me it's not being put in reset, but let's try. Let's try. Yeah, I'm not finding it. It's odd. Let's actually make sure that that is the backspace key. Is that actually the backspace key? That is indeed the backspace key. Okay. You know what? The other way to figure this out is, from my experience, every bootmapper client board, the reset key has been bound to pins A0 and B0. So if I can find the key that does that, that should be the reset key. So of course I'm going to double check that backspace does it. I'm going to pull up a little pinout diagram for the @mega32a. Let's see, where's a good one here? @mega32a. That looks like a good one. We'll do this guy right here. Boom. Okay. Oh, it would help if I turned on the multimeter. Right. Okay. Oh, that's not good. So that's B0. Okay. There's A0 would be okay, so based on this, the backspace key is not the reset key. Great. Now we have to find it. That sucks. Actually, if this was done correctly, I should be able to look at the code. Okay. Here we go. Or actually here. A0 and B0, that would be 0D. Row 0, column D, which would put that... Hold on. It's not backspace, it's the rightmost. It's the very rightmost key. Okay. Let's see. Let's try that again. It's not backspace, guys. It's literally this key right here. Which is weird, because that would normally be covered up by the 910 logo. So I'm kinda curious how this will go. Oh shoot, it lit up. That's not it either. Okay. Let's keep poking away at this. IP says, I like this investigation. Well, IP, if you have a 910, do you know what the reset switch is? I'm having Hold on. I have a suspicion. I have a suspicion. Hold on. So my suspicion is that this is not a 910 PCB. And my suspicion is based on the fact that what's imprinted on it says TGR Unicorn PCB version 1.2. So we know that the Unicorn is a 60% board. But that board, the Unicorn, did not exist during the group by time frame of the original 910. But it did exist during the 910 CE timeframe. So I'm wondering if this is actually a 910 CE PCB. So I've just pinged Vic again, asking him, hey, does this happen to be a 910 CE PCB by any chance? But based on our conversation, he's only ever called it a 910. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. I can cross-reference it some more. There. This is what I'm looking at, guys. So this in QMK is what we call a layout macro. And each of these numbers stands for a particular pin connection. So for example, if we take at K01, that means the key that is connected to row 0, column 1. Then you can go to your config file right here. Row 0 is B0 and column 1 is C2. So that's probably the easiest thing we can check right now. Is this key, what would this be? The 1 key? Is the 1 key connected to, I forgot what I said here, 0, 1, B0, and C2. Let's try it out. B0 and C2. Connected to B0. A1. It's A1, so that means guys, this is not a 910 PCB. Let's see. And Vic hasn't responded to me. This is not a 910 PCB. I believe this to be a 910 CE PCB. Let's see, maybe the group by. Yeah, sorry guys, this was supposed to be a VIA porting stream, but it's turning out to be more of an investigation stream. Is the C in QMK? No, it is not. But here, look at. This is the 910 CE, September 2017 group by. Any photos of the PCB? There are no pictures of the PCB, but maybe someone who was part of the group buy has linked something. Oh, look. Any indication? It's a green PCB, but you know, there's lots of PCBs that are green. Gosh. Okay. So based on what I can see from the traces, this does look like the PCB on hand. Any other photos of the PCB? Are we about to pivot to a QMK porting stream? It's looking very much like that. But I just want to be oh, here's another photo. That's a beautiful keyboard. But this... Teha built a 910C. Okay, I don't want to have to scrub through his entire video. But my confidence rating that this is a CE is probably at 85% right now. If only I could see the back of the PCB and see TGR Unicorn PCB V1.2. If I can see a photo of the CE PCB with that marker right there, then I will be 100% sure. Make Nova, since you are not a mod, you cannot post links. If you want, you can PM me directly on Discord and I'll check there. Oh, I see what you're doing. Teha types 910 CE 1817. Okay. I'm assuming it's gonna be his build stream right here. 1817. Teha, don't ping me for copyright violations. I'm just trying to see your photo. Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh. Okay, that's confirmed it. It's confirmed. This is a 910 CE. This is a 910 CE. Okay, we're gonna pivot to a porting stream. It's funny how I don't think the customer who sent me this knew what he had then. Alright, okay. QMK porting time. Okay, this is gonna result in a new board in QMK, and also if I have enough time, it's gonna have VIA support. All right, folks. Okay, I think I need more. I need more to drink for this. Okay. Okay, let me switch things around here. Special thanks to Nathan Kim of Teha Types for making that video so I can accurately see that PCB. Yeah, okay, so out of curiosity, let's see, how many people are currently watching? 51 viewers. Out of the 51 viewers, how many of you guys have a CE? Jake Rep says, so is what you're about to do the same kind of flow I do to make my own QMK compatible PCB MCU? So the original PCB is already QMK compatible. The only issue is that it's not going to have enough room on it to do all things that QMK can do, you know? And it also doesn't have ESD protection, and it's got mini B. If you were to make your own PCB, you would be competing with the HANA, I believe. Chalked has followed. Thank you so much. All right. I'm a bit flustered about this. Okay. All right. Because if I had known this was a QMK port, I've already expended an hour doing this. So let me set things up really quickly. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I'm in Keyboard Layout Editor, and I am going to make a default layout thingamajig. Actually, no, it's 1.75, right? 1.75. Well, this is good because I feel like a lot of TGR boards are still on Bootmapper client, and I don't blame people for actually wanting that. QMK is still difficult for people. QMK Configurator has made the key map creation process so much easier, but flashing is still a pain for a majority of people out there. Bootmapper client removes the need to continually flash your board just to change your key map. It provides dynamic lighting capabilities, all that good stuff. But now we're going to put VIA on it. And VIA is just so much better. Some people have called it the new Bootmapper client, but I think it's way more than that. There we go. That looks like a nice 65%, right? That's a pretty basic one. Stark says speedrun it. You know what happens when I speedrun a port and also drinking port? Woolsock says, what programming languages do you know? In my programming career, I have done C, assembly, Ruby, JavaScript, and Objective-C. Currently, professionally, I do most of my work in Ruby. Jake Rep says, do you know if and when the new VIA will be open sourced? I think that is a question for Olivia and Wilba and the other VIA admins. Okay. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Let's get the show on the road. So Xenophobia, in case you missed the first hour of the stream, I was given a 910 PCB to put VIA on, right? What ended up happening was, in the middle of me trying to reset it, I found that the advertised reset key was not actually resetting it. So I started poking away and found that it wasn't connected the way the layout macro said it should, which then led down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out if maybe I did not have the correct PCB. And I did not. I have the 910 CE instead of the 910. Zark says VIA is a bit too limited. It may be limited, but it also appeals to the greatest number of people in our community right now. Like, QMK firmware is great if you're like, the best person to use QMK firmware and to like absolutely enjoy it would be someone who's well adept at a command line and has multiple layers and likes to do fancy RGB stuff and has multiple keyboards with the same layout. And that's not most people, to be honest. Most people are just a one and done thing. Oh, I'm just gonna set my caps lock to control and my num row to F row on a second layer, and that's it. Okay, where do I start with this? This is annoying. So one thing I've noticed with TGR PCBs is normally, or maybe not normally, but on most boards, the diodes are the ones that are connected in a row. For TGR boards, the diodes are connected in a column. Yeah, Cozy says, if all you need is simple remapping and very easy to implement macros, VIA is heaven sent. Yeah, it's... No, if you're a vendor with the keyboard company, I guarantee you, most of your customers aren't going to be QMK whizzes. Okay. I am going to start from the escape key and go this way. And since I'm working on the back of the PCB, that would be the left to right on the normal layout. So here goes. Okay, that's good. If I'm not mistaken, this is B0. Yep, that top row is all B0. Let's do that. B0. Okay. And this last guy. Hello. Oh shoots, I closed my @mega32a thing. Oh, not 32s, 32a. That's why I can't find it. There we go. That's the guy, like. Okay, so what did I poke away on that? That was the... One, two. That's actually B6. B6. Like so. Perfect. Ooh. It almost looks like this PCB has been soldered before. I'm seeing minute amounts of traces on this board. I mean, minute amounts of solder. Like there's one here that's... Yeah, this has been soldered before. Everything else looks clean though, so it's kind of odd that only 2 of these have solder. B2, okay. I am so thankful that Yuxi did not follow the win keyless way of doing things. Everything's actually nice and laid out. Yay. This would be B3. B3. Sunny Colt says, at least you stream even after Teha is done. Well, Teha is full-time, so he can stream whenever he wants. I still have a full-time job, and I usually come home about half an hour before the stream starts. So I've just kept the same time even during quarantine season. B4. Any chances this last row is going to be B5? Maybe. That B5? Yes, that was B5. And now that I know that this board is CE, my stream title is now wrong. So let me adjust that really quick. Edit stream info. 910 CE. Boom. Stream infos updated successfully. Nice. Make the way for the goose. Merlin is going through this so fast, he's not drunk enough. I'm only on my first glass and a half. Okay. Let's do this next bit. Okay. All on the same column. That's the way I like it. Back. Come on. Tell me what pin you are. Aha. You're an A pin. 1, 2, 3, 4? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A0. Okay. So, with any luck, it's just gonna go A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. There we go. Let's try the next one. Yeah, Magic Dut. That's one of our inside jokes here. While I'm doing all this, I'm talking to myself so I remember what the pins are, and it sounds like we're just playing bingo. Maybe if I can get more giveaways or something, we can do Switch Matrix bingo. We'll just have like a random PCB that's never been in QMK. It may not even be a board that can be supported by QMK, and we'll just poke at it. I'll be like, A0. That'd be a very that would be an incredibly stupid stream, but I would be entertained. Like, who cares if you guys aren't? At least I'll be entertained. Okay. Any chance that it's gonna be A1? Yup, A1. A1 steak sauce. Actually, I absolutely hate A1 steak sauce. It's just that the first steak sauce that I can think of. Avicity says favorite multimeter brand. I use X-Tech primarily because this was the cheapest that I could find at Fry's. I believe I purchased this for about maybe 16 bucks plus tax. In terms of favorite, while I was in university, I used Fluke stuff. That's all I used. In fact, little note about me, after I graduated, Fluke was one of the companies that I applied for, which I did not make it through. For some reason, I couldn't find a job as an electrical engineer back then. So I ended up learning computer science on my own, and that's what I did for a good decade of my life. Okay. Yeah, I think it was Fluke Networks. When I applied to them, like, I got to the second stage of the interview, if I remember correctly, and they asked me to design it. Be quiet. They asked me to design an op amp on a whiteboard. I was just kind of like, okay, I know what an op amp is. I know how to use it in a circuit, but to design it, I was like, what the heck? So that's probably why I didn't get that job. What is an op amp? I have long since forgotten. But I would imagine it's some kind of amplifier that does ops. Zark says facepalm. Visity says, "What is since I took CS? What's your favorite language?" I was not a CS major. That's the thing. So yeah, like I learned a bit of C when I was in uni, just because you know, as an electrical engineering major, that's just you have to know some programming. So I did learn C for a bit. Zark is like, Merlin doesn't know what an op amp is. Time to boot him out of QMK. No, the reason why it's not beeping is because it's not even on anymore. Oh, A3. A3. Zark says, nah, boards aren't likely to use them. Oh, okay, well, I wouldn't know. Saram says, GMK Nautilus 2, still debating and getting in on this GB. Hard decision since I already ordered the Belafonte from Drop. It's a blue key set with yellow accents as well. I'm personally getting in on Nautilus, but not for the whole kit. I want more novelties and I want a yellow spacebar. So I'm joining in, but not for the full amount. Takuchi says, sounds like GMK Merlin. Yes, GMK Merlin is partially inspired by Nautilus. Yeah, I should probably... Yeah. I should probably... Yeah. Save this before I lose it. TGR Jane, no, not a Jane, 910 CE. Though rumor has it, I am being sent a TGR Jane V2 CE to port over as well. So hopefully that will be done soon. Magic Donut says, don't spend your money, you might get laid off. We're actually looking into hiring right now, so. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. This is the part that I hate about tracing the switch matrix. I always tend to lose my spot. Fine. Really? Yeah, it's the A3 guy. Okay. Looks good. Zark says, work meeting beckons. Go to your work meeting. I will not be done by the time you get back, unless your meeting is 2 hours long. Because I'm currently still tracing it, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more rows to go. Yeah, it's not like I'm doing anything particularly exciting right now. Though once I'm done, it will be exciting, because everyone who has this board will not only have QMK, but also VIA support. You can kiss bootmapper goodbye. A4. Magic Donut says, meetings are for losers. Ditch and do drugs like a cool kid. Do not do drugs. Man. It's been a while since I've actually ported a full board into QMK. Willing to bet this next one is A5. A5. And it looks like that spacebar is also A5. Perfect. A5. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any chance this is A6? Probably. Yep, it's A6. And No Roads, you are correct. Or Xenophobia, you are correct. I am going through this faster than I thought I would. This next one has a good chance of being A7. It is indeed A7. And while I'm poking away at this, I'm seeing that a lot of the diodes aren't really soldered on very straight. Oh well. Magic Donut says, I'm confused. Title says TGR 910 CE. What are you confused about? C7, okay. C7, here we go. C7. I don't know what that is. Sure, for people who have just joined the stream, let me show off this board. And this is just a regular TGR 910. We want the 910 CE. Here we go. What? Yeah, why don't we take a quick break since I'm quote unquote half done with the board. This is the board we are porting over tonight. I mentioned this earlier, but we'll talk about it again. This was a group buy run by Yuxi back in September of 2017. 65% board. Looks like so. See that? Looks like it supports all the usual 65% flavors. We got the 7U with the 1.5U single key right here before the blocker. You've got the two 1.25s, and we have split spacebar capabilities. Fully programmable custom PS2 AVRGB PCB, yada yada yada. Follows the same design pattern as the TGR Jane. To be expected. Takuji says, what's the difference between a CE and an RE? Let's see if we can glean that from the website here. RE. Maybe search for it on Google. TGR 910 RE. Does RE mean it's polycarb? I don't know. I don't know enough about this board other than what PCB it has. Takuchi says, if this wasn't like $2,000 in Mac Market, I would totally get one. Yeah, I don't think I know enough about the history of this board to comment. Let's see, more. It says 910 CE. CE I know has stood for Collector's Edition. Let's see. Anything else on the... Has any customer posted photos? Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'd imagine it's still the same PCB. Alright, let's keep going with this. So we got a few more keys left, but I'm anticipating it to be C6. So C6, C5, C4, C3, C2, all going down like that. And we'll start from the left this time. I'm getting tired of counting this way. Do, 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 do. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D7. Okay, makes sense. D7. So far, so good. Magic Donut says C3PO. C3PO is my favorite Dalek from the Star Trek series. My favorite part is when the Doctor and Princess Leia go and steal the ring from Gollum. C2? Okay. C2. Is that the same? Yep, it's also C2. C2. Make this is the true stream for intellectuals. Make note that I was confused. It took me a second to realize you guys were memeing. Make way, there was a goose on the loose. Zarowski says, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Sad how he got captured by the Morlons. My gosh. What have I done? That's interesting. It's also C3. C3. Okay. That is C3. That is also C3. Awesome. Awesome possum. This is pretty exciting. I'm finally graduating grade 3 on your birthday. Okay. Almost there, guys. Yeah. Let's just verify. Okay. Seems to be good. C3. C3. That also C3. That is not C3. That is... What? C4. Interesting. Okay. Not quite what I expected. C4. C3. C5. C6. There we go. Whew. Almost there. Olivia's popping in to say good night. Good night to you, Olivia. Woolsock says, do you build PCs too? I only build PCs for myself, but not for customers. I don't do it very regularly. Okay, I can actually fill out most of these by guessing. That's C6, C5, C4, 6, 5, 4, C6, C5, okay. So these three, and the two mods down below are the issue. So let us do this part. That is a C4. Okay. C4, and with that, I can guess the rest. C6, C5, perfect. And now those last two are gonna be difficult. One, two, three, four. C7. Okay. And with any luck, this next guy here is gonna be C6. C6. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have all the pins mapped out for a default configuration for a standard layout for the 910. So now all that's left is to actually put this in QMK, and we'll have the most basic of QMK support. I don't think I need my multimeter again until I start adding in, let's see, the ISO support and the split spacebar, but that's, just realized putting in the split spacebar support is going to be difficult without actually trying to put the keys in. So, we'll just start with, yeah, we'll just stick with this layout for now, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Gatina says, don't hit F5. Why not? I have it saved. Okay, let's do this. Let me do some prep work here. And while I'm doing this, I guess I'll answer a few questions that have popped up. Magic Donut says, guessing. How dare you guess? When it comes to boards, I've gotten very good at guessing what pin goes where. Okay. Well, for all of you guys who have a TGR 910 and we're hoping to get VIA support tonight, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. But for all of you guys who are 910 CE owners, you will get VIA tonight and also QMK support. So congratulations. And unfortunately, yes, as we discovered tonight, they are different circuit boards. Firmware on one will not work on the other. What if you own a G910 and not a TGR 910? Good luck getting QMK on that. Okay, so we are going to basically what I'm doing right now is I am just setting up all my directories. So let's run that new keyboard script really quick. Perfect. There we go. Let's go back to the programming screen right here. Cozy says, at least with the 910, the firmware is already there. Someone would just have to try the via JSON if you did do it. That's true. Yeah, there are only 23 people who have a 910. I think there was a bigger pool for the 910 CE, and the good thing is, I've got one right here. That's even better. Okay, so what I've done here is I've used the new keyboard script to auto-generate all the files that we need. Of course, this is all just cookie cutter stuff, so we will need to change up a few things. For example, here. Before we do our initial commit, let's just do this TGR 910 CE. 65% boot mapper client based keyboard with blocker and 910 logo on the top right. There we go. Hardware supported TGR 910 CE PCB labeled. There we go. This is what tipped me off to why this was not a 910. The logo says TGR Unicorn PCB version 1.2. Xenophobia said, did Yuxi send that to you? No, he did not. This is from Vic. He was a viewer from last week and wanted to see this happen, so he sent me his PCB. This is actually pretty awesome because if he hadn't sent me the PCB, I would have continued based on what he said. He said this was a 910 PCB, so I would have made him 910 via all that stuff, given it to him, and he would have bricked his board. So it's a good thing he sent me the PCB. Yeah, the thing with QMK is you need to be very specific based on what you have. Labeled TGR Unicorn PCB v1.2. Geekhack GB. Let's see, let's grab that GB page from earlier. Oh wait, I'm not even showing my screen anymore. There we go. Let's see. Oops, hold on. Let's go to page 1. Page 1 of the group by. Okay. Here, we can at least change this since we already know. (910C). There we go. Let's call that 910C. And the vendor ID, what did we put for the Jane? The Jane was 5447 for TG. Let's stick with that. Product. Yeah, let's just call that 910C, a custom 65% keyboard. Any other cookie cutter stuff I need to replace? Rules, bootload HID, looks good, looks good. Perfect, let's do that. Initial commit. Oops, that didn't do it. Perfect. All right, okay. Magic Donut says, you found a super comfortable office chair, but the cushion gave out after a month. Nice. Okay, let's see. What else do we want to change here? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh yeah, I never figured out where the reset key was. We'll find out later. Alright, let's go back to Keyboard Layout Editor. And I'm just gonna pull up Mr. Keeb's tool to give me a hand here, since I'm lazy like that. Let's see, what was this tool called again? Mr. Keeb's. Your tool is called KLE to QMK. Go KLE to QMK. He wants it. There we go. KLE raw data. Here. Raw data. Let's copy and paste all that. Boom. Yeah, for those of you guys tuning in for the first time, I used to do this all manually, but over time, a lot of this process has been automated. Xenophobia has automated KB firmware JSONs. Mr. Keebs has automated a lot of the matrix tracing. Well, not the actual matrix tracing, but the data derived from the matrix tracing. Yeah, I think very soon we should have a tool that just generates the VIA for you and run it across the whole repo. There we go. If I press convert and I did this correctly, everything should be good. Boom. Whoop, whoop. There we go. That is exactly all the stuff that I need. So we're going to copy that row pins. I copy that in config.h. Oops. It's like a picture-in-picture thing. Let's see, then we're gonna take that one and copy it into columns. That out. And how many of each did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows. Columns were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, not 16, 15. And we are just going to label each of these just so I can read it easier. Actually, no, not that. Let's do A. Let's do it in hex, because that's what I like to do it in. There we go, A, B, C, D. Perfect. Enemies friend says, how much is the 910 at the moment? Well over $1,000, possibly even $2,000. But with VIA support and QMK configurator support, the value might go even higher. And this particular board that you see in front of me, because it is the first board to ever run QMK, and it's been touched by my magical hands, I expect this particular unit to sell over $4,000. Alright. How many RGB LEDs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 RGB LEDs. Perfect. Merlin tax. Okay. You have 18 RGBs. Now we can copy and paste or replace this whole bit with this thing right here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually known in QMK as Layout 65 ANSI blocker. Perfect. And then for rules.mk, what did we put in here? Layouts, yeah, layouts, there we go. Layouts equals 65 ANSI blocker. Only 4K. For 4K, you would want each fingerprint clearly visible. Alright. I guess I can like dip my hands in paint and then put it on. What if the next, if there's ever a Merlin PCB out, the silk screen will literally just be my fingerprints. Fate says, looking at the mech market quotes, TGR 910C is selling in the range of $1,400 to $2,000. Okay, sounds fine. You'll take my entire stock. Someone is going to pin a murder. I know, right? Someone's going to be like, there was a grisly murder here. There's a bunch of Merlin PCBs. Must be Merlin. Someone's gonna lift all my fingerprints from those, and like suddenly in the middle of my stream, like I get swatted. I'm like, no, it wasn't me. I didn't kill anyone. Okay. See, all that's left is we need to find an adequate key map for this. And with that, we are gonna borrow it from QMK. We're gonna borrow it from the existing layouts. Layouts right here. Default 65 ANSI blocker. I feel like I'm the one who put this into, but I neglected to put a second layer. So I know I'm going to pay the price for that. Boom. Okay. Okay, we should be able to make something here. Make TGR / 910CE default. I don't think Mr. Keebs fixed the error yet. See what's this complaining about. Expected identifier or parentheses before parentheses icon. I hate fixing these kinds of things. Line 34, huh? Did I forget a comma? I forgot a comma of sorts. I don't know, it's just always this guess and check right here. grumble. Let's look at the Jane. Looks about right. What do you think of the PCBs manufactured by McLovin? Thinking of joining their Infinity 87 group buy. I have no direct experience with it, but I absolutely love his name. How much was the 910 in GB? The 910 was 300 something during the GB phase. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. I probably missed a comma or something somewhere. What am I missing? Let's compare it to an existing file. Parentheses, bracket, slash. Parentheses, bracket, slash. Yeah. Oh, now it's complaining about here. Okay, I get it now. It's in the electrical matrix. Enemy fence at last comma at the end. Really? Nope, that was not it. Pretty sure you can have a comma there. What am I missing? Oh, look at that. K0D. Undeclared here. Oh, is it because it's not set to KC no? No, KC no should be included in quantum.h. Oh, I did just put a period, you're right. Okay, let's get error undeclared here, not in the function line 36. Doesn't like, doesn't. What if I just set it to KC no? Does that like that better? K2B. Why is that complaining? So to KC no. So I'll just guess and check. Wait a second. Why? You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? There. Let's just do that. No, wait. I did that the other way. It's the other way around. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let's try flashing this on the board. And hopefully I got it right. Let's do this. And looks like my cam link crapped out again. Let me try again. Let me reset it. Did I find the reset key? That is a good question, but because I set, okay, this is the trick that I always do. The reset key is always connected to pin A0, B0, and the way that I programmed all bootmapper client boards is that pin A0, B0 is always row 0, column 0. So based on that, you can see that this guy right here, the escape key, is the reset switch. So if I am correct, we should be able to flash it. Okay. If I plug it in and the LEDs don't come on, then that means it got into reset mode. You know what? I'm just gonna try flashing it just in case. Enemies friend says, how are the OLKB PCBs not in VIA? Jack not like it. There are over 700 boards in QMK right now, and there's less than 100 in VIA. There's not enough people doing the stuff I'm doing right now. So, you know, if you would like to help, definitely check out how I'm doing this and get it in. One thing I'm noticing is that if you really want to make sure it works with VIA, you need hardware. Oh, Xenophobia, we're over 800 now. Dang. Looks like I did not reset it correctly. Let's try again. Let's take several tries. I hope that this isn't like the unicorn. Even though the board is labeled unicorn, but I guess we'll find out. Darn it. The LEDs are still lighting up. Okay, there's something else here. There is something else here that needs to happen. Yeah, Xenophobia, this unicorn had like some dedicated reset pad. It did. I'm not seeing anything labeled here as reset though, so let's see. Oh, I see it. Ugh! This board is gonna be like the unicorn, guys. Check it out. There is a reset switch over here. It is equivalent to the tab key. Right there, those two pins. They look like LED pins, but they're not. They are directly underneath the LED pins. You need to short those two, so that's what I'm missing. It's not even labeled on the front of the PCB, so you really do have to take it out of your board. Oh, this is gonna be a pain for anyone who wants to flash their board. I don't understand why he did it like this. Enemies friend, I have a lot of these videos as a VOD. They're on YouTube, they're on Twitch, and there have been many people who have used all of my videos to do their own ports. So I'm sure if you watch a few of them, you will get the gist of how it all comes together. Alright guys, it looked like it properly reset the board because none of the LEDs are glowing. So I'm gonna try flashing this and see if my tracing is correct. And it's flashing. Yes. Oh, there we go. It flashed, and look, it got detected. So there's a good chance I did this correctly. Let's actually test out the board, right? Let's test out the board using QMK configurator and see if we got things up and running. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Reason on Twitch says, we do in White Fox. No, we are not. Cable looks familiar. Yes. Never assume that a board is a board based on what cable is connected to it. This is actually the TGR 910CE that went on group buy in September of 2017. Oh, why did I unplug the board? Here we go. Let's plug it back in. Boom. Okay. Thanks macOS for letting me know. Okay. Let's hope that I'm correct here. Uh-oh. Nothing's registering, guys. No way, really? Oh no, yeah, I know. Nothing's registering. Holy, oh, wait, Q? Q? Okay. Q? Tab Q W E R T Y. Oh, you know what? I probably got either the row or the column. Oh, most likely the row wrong. Because look. Yeah, I got the row wrong. Here. Let's program. Let's change things up here. It's not 0. Hold on. I probably got the row wrong. Let me look back at our KLE, guys. KLE. Here. Look, it does jump from B0 to B2, so maybe it's supposed to be B1. Let me just retrace that one row. The 4th pin. It's B1. It's B1. I screwed up. Good thing this is a super easy fix. Set it all to B1. Save that. Take the raw data. Throw it back into Mr. Keeb's tool. Reconvert it. Go back into QMK really quick. Set it to B1. There we go. That's all I need to do. I'm gonna reflash the board. Reset it. Reset key. Okay, and we are going to reflash. Perfect. It just reflashed. Actually, no, it's still flashing. Bootmapper client board just take longer to flash for some reason. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. This should work now. Should absolutely work now. Of course it's not. Oh, there we go. It's alive. Oh, hello. Caps lock. So far, so good. Guys, we're good. We're good. The port is successful. Woo! I'm very happy. Very, very happy that the port is successful. Congratulations, 910 CE owners. QMK firmware can now support your board. But as you saw on stream, resetting it is a pain in the ass. And yeah, I'll be doing exactly that. Probably my last class of the night. Not going to lie, it's exciting when it does not go smoothly. Yeah, I know. You know, some boards don't go smoothly, some do. Okay, so let's take a look at my code really quick here. There are some improvements yet to be made, such as adding VIA support, you know? So here we go. Right now, QMK only supports one layout. I'm gonna need to play around with the PCB a bit more to figure out all the bottom row, all the ISO compatibility and all that. So for the time being, in the interest of time, we will pretend this board only has one layout and we're gonna move on to VIA. So to get, and with that, I should probably commit what I have right now. Git commit. Got firmware working on the 910C. Woohoo. So I will not push this to my branch quite yet. I have noticed that because of my notoriety of getting QMK and VIA on certain boards, several people have been poking around my GitHub, which, you know, it's a public repo. People do poke around in it, but there have been more instances that I am happy to admit that people try something out that I'm playing with and are like, Merlin, my board got bricked. It's your fault. Pay up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I never told you to flash the board. Why'd you do that? But you put it out in public. I'm like, yeah, on my GitHub. Have you noticed that I haven't filed a pull request into QMK yet? I've had someone brick their... I've had someone brick their TCV3. I've had someone brick their... It's another board that got bricked. That was pretty popular. I've had someone brick their Orange 75. Oh, what else? I've had someone brick their Space 65 round 1. Even though I don't think I did that port even. But yet they thought that, oh, Merlin, you're the guy who does all the QMK stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm just one of many wizards in the community. You know? Okay. As I was saying, we are putting VIA on this board, so let's do that. Let us do that right now. So the way VIA works, so if you guys scroll back to the first hour of the stream, I was explaining exactly how VIA works. And the first part of it is to add a VIA key map. So what I like to do is take the default and copy and paste it, followed by renaming it to VIA. And as I said at the start of the stream, VIA supports up to 4 layers. And if you don't define what those 4 layers are, you get garbage values. There should be like a memset routine for key maps. So we could at least initialize it to all KC trans. Or whatever. Alright, we want KC trans. Just copy and paste this across all of them. Nothing special here, guys. Oh, Xenophobia or any other QMK collaborator on stream, do you guys know if the reset key code is supported on bootmapper client boards yet? Because I would really hate it for people to have to open up their boards and... No, just to short 2 pins. It's not even pressing a button. It's you literally have to short 2 pins. And it's so conveniently placed next to LED pins. And I remember when I got the Unicorn 60 working, a lot of people were actually shorting the LED pins and being like, how come I'm not able to put it into reset? So yeah, there was this one gentleman who I was helping with the Unicorn, and honestly, if you can't put your board into reset, I don't know how else to help you, so I sat with him for like, well, sat with them online. I sat with them for a good 45 minutes being like, I was recommending stupid stuff like, hold your tweezer a little more angled, stick a wire in, make sure you're pushing, and all this time I didn't realize he was shorting the LED pins. Enemies Fat said, yeah, Git is very scary for me. Only ever used it in combination with QMK and have so little contact with it that have to relearn it every time. I use Git at work, so I've been fortunate enough to be very familiar with it. Though to be honest, my involvement with QMK has cemented a lot of that knowledge. I've screwed a lot of things up in QMK, like, okay, so at work, you're more cautious about what you screw up, right? Like you don't want to have to git reset, you don't want to have to rebase, you know, stuff like that. So you're less likely to try things. With QMK, you know, I guess I'm a little less cautious. You know, you don't really have customers who can sue you if things go wrong, stuff like that, right? So that's how I've learned how to rebase. That's how I've learned how to reset and all of the other obscure Git commands that you normally wouldn't want to do. But yeah, I was actually talking to a coworker today about Git. He's actually starting to learn Git. But in my opinion, he's already like super proficient. He's just a super humble guy. And we had talked about how you learn Git through trial and error. Is it C? Is Git C? That's a good question. Okay, I'm just gonna have to look that up. What is Git written in? Oh, Git, according to Wikipedia, Git was designed as a set of programs written in C and several shell scripts that provide wrappers around those programs. Okay, so Bash and C, I guess? I'll be quiet, multimeter. Looks like he read it wrong. Is it C? Oh, what language is this? Okay, I missed your first. But is this C? Yes. This is all this that you're seeing right now is written in C. And what you're looking at right now is an array. Yeah, QMK firmware itself is written in C. QMK CLI is written in Python. QMK configurator is written in JavaScript with the Vue framework. Is tabulation important? It doesn't change how things are compiled, but it does make it easier to read. Like when I'm making everything KC trans, I like to align it differently than how it looks physically. Right, let's see. Oh wait, I don't want to flash it. Just want to make it, see if things compile. Wait, that's the wrong key map. We want via. Pass 68 argument, but just take 67. Great. Where did I screw up? There we go. There we go. Got it. Got it. Let's see, oh, comma at the end. Yeah, I got it. All right. I guess we should throw like an MO, an FN key here. Let's make this the MO key. Let's give it a sane starting layout. How about that? This top row can be F1, F2, F2, F3, F4, F5, F8, F9, F10, F11, and F12. Yeah, that's a good starting layout. This board supports both backlight and RGB. Let's throw that in too. Let's at least provide basic toggling function. So let's do RGB tog and BL tog. And we can actually test this out really, really quick. And then, oh shoot, I probably should have copy and pasted it first before anything. So far the camera hasn't overheated, but the cam link 4K has. So I'm wondering if I need a fan for the cam link. This is the first summer that I've had with the cam link, so that's probably why it's being stress tested right now. Like, Seattle isn't a really hot place, so I'm wondering why. Right, enemies fan says KC Dell and backspace. Sure, why not? KC Dell. Okay. And with any luck, everything should compile just fine. Compile, compile, compile. Woohoo! Perfect. Excellent. Let's flash this on the board. Let's flash this on the board. I hate I hate the reset on this board. Holy crap. Okay, when I send this back to Vic, I'm gonna give him explicit notes on how to do this. Actually, he won't have to do this because I'll just flash V on it. He doesn't have to worry about this. Okay, flashing via. Woo woo. Oh wait, I forgot to actually flash it. There we go. Could not detach kernel HID driver. Function not imp. Oh, of course. You know what I forgot, guys? I actually forgot the rest of what needs to be done. Oh my gosh. Here. Let's delete. Delete. Okay, what we need to do is actually enable VIA. Duh. And we need to disable extra key. That's the only thing we need to disable at this point, because by default mouse keys is already set to no. Okay. Let's make sure that this compiles. Firmware file size is correct. Perfect. All right. Now we will attempt to flash it. Flash, flash, flash. Flash, flash, flash. It's 9:58. I better get to the VIA portion soon. Good thing we're only doing this for one layout, so this should be relatively quick. I might not even explain what I'm doing while I'm doing it, so we can get it done. Flash. Blinking, flashing. Zark says I'm back. I told you, man. I told you that I'd still be here. I'm not that quick. Switch matrix tracing and actually programming it. But here we go. Okay. Board works. Board works. Perfect. Okay. We gotta do the VIA portion next. Let me set this VIA portion up. So yeah, let's just leave the PCB here. I will undoubtedly come back to it. Okay, we have to go back to keyboard layout editor. Where are you, keyboard layout editor? Perfect. This part I might actually speed run. Well, speed run it to an extent. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. So we're back in keyboard layout editor. This is going to be a different style than what we did earlier when we were tracing out the switch matrix. What these numbers mean here, 0, 0, the first number stands for row, the second number stands for column, and as you can see, based on what we have here, only this leftmost column will be correct. So the way that we want to populate this, we need to look back at both the QMK firmware and the KLE. So let me set that up real quick. Boom. All right. Okay, it goes from K0, A, B, C, D. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. It's all the way to 13. So in this case, we just have to change the column. Yeah, they don't do it in hex, they just do it in decimal. Believe it or not, I once worked for a company that counted in octal. That's 5E, so that's 514. This next row goes from 10 to 114. Okay. Ten, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Awesome. This goes from 2, 0, 1, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 10, 11, 14, actually. No, wait. 10, 11, 13, 14. Skips the 12. Okay. Almost there. Via support. Darn. I feel like I would have... I actually wanted to do other stuff tonight, like other stuff on stream. Because this was supposed to be just a VIA port, but it turned out to be a QMK port with added VIA. I guess that's taken up a lot more of my time than I intended. But you know, this is a new board, so this is good. It's good for the community. Apparently good for aftermarket prices as well. Xenophobia says, reset keycode works on 32A if you have bootloader set correctly in the rules file. We're gonna try that. We are going to try that because that is going to solve so many problems for these bootmapper client boards. Or bootmapper client boards that you can't just hold the key down on. So we're actually going to do that next. And that sounds like something I want to implement for the Unicorn 60 as well. Speaking of the Unicorn 60, I just filed this weekend a VIA pull request for it. Alessio had tested all of my changes for me. If you guys don't know who Alessio is a member of the Orange County keyboard community. Chatted with them for quite a bit now. I first met him last year, actually. He's a big memer. Well, xenophobia, just because you're a collaborator doesn't mean you have to know everything. That's why there are many of us, you know? All of us have different expertise. All of us have different spaces that we work in. Like, for example, my official capacity for QMK is just community ambassador. There we go. Like, let's say, when I first joined QMK, I had been seeing a need for people to do pull requests, and at the time, it was basically just what, Scully, Drashna, Jack, of course, Yan, Algernon, and I was seeing that pull requests, like especially new boards, weren't being reviewed as fast as I personally would like them. So I volunteered. I said, hey, I can help promote QMK, and I know just enough about QMK to actually review PRs when I have the time. All right. Looks like we have this ready to go. Actually, no, I still need that. We are going to do what Xenophobia recommended for the Viacom App. We are going to put reset. Where's a good place to put reset? R. Let's put in R. QWER. Let's put reset there. And just because I'm lazy and I don't have 2 pairs of tweezers, I am going to test this by putting reset by the tab key on layer 0. And we are going to flash this board yet again. And we're going to test it. Merlin's too good for us now. Oh boy. I am busy. Life has caught up to me. And I have less time for QMK now than I used to do. Here we go. I like to view it as I am merely fulfilling the role that I signed up for. Alright, flashing, flashing, flashing. Alright, looks like it lit up. We're going to change that reset key on layer 1 back to KC tab. And we're going to reflash the board with that new key map. But this time we're actually going to trigger the reset key. And if Xenophobia is correct, it should work. Okay. Oh wait, I'm pressing the wrong key. Hold on. There we go. Let's do this. It's just a tab key. So I don't think that worked. I do not think that worked. Yeah, I don't think that worked, man. I'm gonna try it again, just for kicks. I shorted the button. Yeah, it's not dropping into it. Yeah, it's not working, Xenophobia. The bootloader is set correctly to bootload HID, but yeah. Okay, well that's fine. That is fine. We can set that back to a KC trans. Boo-hoo. Because everyone who has this board still has to stick with having to take it apart and reset it that way. Okay, let me set up the rest of this. Let me commit my VIA work first. Add VIA support. Okay, now we're gonna transition. We're gonna transition to a new repo really quick. TGR. Am I gonna write another essay for the VIA PR? No, I won't. I won't torture Wilbur this time, especially since he pretty much just ignored me. So I'm not gonna torture him this time around. Olivia and I were disappointed that we didn't get the reaction that we wanted out of him. You know, I guess you can't always get what you want these days. Basically just speed running this really quick, guys. Here, let me... There will definitely need to be a few updates here. But that's fine. That's fine for the time being. Alright, got the JSON file in. Let's check that this works with VIA. Okay, detecting my Jane or my H87A just fine. So now let's just... Oops. Hopefully that worked. Please work. No! Invariant violation. 514 is not a pair. Really? 5.14, of course. Of course I screwed it up. It's a comma, not a dot. There we go. Let's see, let's find that. 5.14. Let's try that again. 910 CE. Woo, woo, woo! It works. All right, all right, all right. So now when I plug in this board, VIA should detect it. Here, let's get you let's get a nice dual screen right here. Okay. Let's plug it in. Boom. And it detected it. It's still registering as a TGR J2. I need to fix that out, but looks like it got it, guys. Here, let me. That does annoy me. I'm gonna call it TGR 910 CE. Just gonna reload that design file. There we go, TGR 910 CE. Perfect. Let's see if the lighting actually works here. Let's change it from red to blue. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It works, guys. Let's change it to green. See, this works just like Bootmapper Client. So if you're used to Bootmapper Client on this board, this is just as easy, and I would argue even easier. Let's see, like we can even underglow brightness. We can decrease it, decrease the brightness, increase the brightness. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, effect. What effects can we do? On. Effects on. Let's do breathing. Is it breathing? Yes, it looks like it's breathing. So my favorite is actually rainbow swirl. There we go. Perfect. Rainbow swirl. Yay! Very good. Very good. I'll drink to that. Yay! Okay, if you are a 910, if you're a TGR 910 CE owner, rest assured within the next week, you will have QMK and VIA support. If you're looking to sell your 910 CE, I would highly wait for all of this to be official before you sell it, so you can sell it for mega dollars. Vic, thank you again for sending me this PCB. I just wish you would have told me it was a 910 CE, not a regular 910. But yeah, congratulations. You have the first 910 CE that has QMK and VIA support on it. I will leave the VIA firmware as is on your board. That should not change very much at all. And yeah, congratulations. This board is now worth $3,000 because it has my fingerprints on it. All right, let's see. What's a good color? So one thing about VIA is I'm not familiar with all that swirl 2, swirl 3, swirl 5. There's even snake. Ooh, let's do what snake says. Look at the snake. That's so pretty. You could stare at this all day. Let's see, snake 2. See, so the cool thing about this is you can get it like, so while the effect is going, you can change the color to pink. Like that, see? Or let's go back to red. Or yellow. Actually, that looks very much like green instead of yellow. See what other cool things you can do. What's night? Night. Okay. Christmas. So it's a bit early for Christmas. But there's also gradient. Gradient? Gradient 2. Now do RGB matrix instead of reactive effects. I would, but VIA does not support RGB matrix yet. I think if I wanted to, I could put it in the default key map, but I would leave the VIA key map as the regular one. Is that the Knight Rider car animation? I think it is. It's alternating. Let's click alternating. That's trippy. Yeah, see? Okay, so if you were using QMK firmware to do this, you would have to compile your firmware each and every time to change into this. Or you needed an RGB mod that you would have to keep pressing over and over again. And with RGB mod, you would cycle through it. You couldn't just pick the one you wanted and be done with it. So what else do they have here? What's RGB test? Oh, RGB test, I think it just goes through all of the colors. And you can change the speed as well. Let's make it super fast. It's not really all that fast. Maybe we'll see it in Snake. Snake, where are you? Let's make it slow. That's not much of a difference, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can see that difference. You can do underglow brightness. Woo. Woo. Very cool. Very cool. Man, I am still upset about that reset key because this is a board that would absolutely need it. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna look at the plate really quick for this. TGR 910 CE plate. Ooh, I'm seeing additional follows. Chahonen, Sinden Whittle. Thanks for following, guys. Okay. Hold on, folks. I'm looking at the 910 CE plate. Replacement PCB plates. Let's try that. TGR 910 CE. Let's look at the original group by again. Is there a picture of the plate? More. Okay, here we go. Look at that. So if you guys look at that plate, the reset key is right underneath the tab key. There's no way to access the reset key other than opening up your board. Oof. I don't think that's a very good thing. For Knight Rider, I do column lighting left to right. Okay, here. Let's see. I think Knight Rider should be default red, to be honest. Here, let me change it to Knight Rider. Because there are various Knight Riders. Knight 1, 2, and 3. There we go. There we go. Cool. Very nice. This is the second TGR board to make it into QMK, or not into QMK, to make it into VIA. The next TGR board that I want to try is a TGR Alice. Alessio, who helped me test the Unicorn, was willing to test my firmware again. That's probably the next thing I'll do in the future. That, or if someone sends me a TGR Jane V2CE, then I can actually test the hardware-wise. I found that the community doesn't really know what PCBs they have, as evidenced from tonight's stream. No. Yeah, see, it's so bright you guys can see it on my monitor. Right there. Cool. Very nice. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and drink the remainder of my wine and chat with you guys. Let's see. Yeah. I recently found out that TGR is still, or Yuxi is still making PCBs. His newest PCB is the Primus. This is a 75% board run by TYL. It is going to be the first bootmapper client board with USB-C. Which is kind of strange, because that would make it one of the last bootmapper client boards ever made. But yet, having a new feature. So, who knows? I fully expect that someone, if not me, will convert it to QMK and put it into VIA. Yeah, I am glad I finally got this working, guys. One thing I'm unable to test is that LED up here. It's the one that lights up the 910 logo. It's not soldered on. So, yeah, hopefully I do this correctly. I guess we'll find out. Actually, you know what? Just out of curiosity. Enemies friends said, what? Wait, Primus is bootmapper? And to think I like that board. So, yeah, that's not going to affect you very much unless you have a lot of macros or want a bunch of layers. Okay. The pads for the RGB are on the front of the board, but the microcontroller is on the back. As evidenced from the FM2U that I ported last week, or was it the week before, I do not have enough dexterity to probe one side. Here, let's try. I'll push it against my chest here. Let's just make sure. To probe one side, then probe the microcontroller. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, yeah, I'll figure something out. Oh well. I'm willing to bet that key is tied to another pin on the microcontroller. It's not going to be tied into the rest of these in-switch lighting ones. That is my bet, and until I can reliably actually poke at it, I'm probably not going to know. So I'll probably talk with Vic, the guy who sent me this PCB. I'm gonna try my best to poke at it, and then I'll just have him test it. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah. I'm happy. I am. My priorities when it comes to VIA is that I would like to get all the boards that I own into VIA, and I would also like to get as many bootmapper client boards as I can into VIA, just because that software needs to go away. It's no longer maintained, it can't be fixed, and in many cases people actually have trouble with it. Did I figure out which pin runs the backlight? That is a good question. I'll have to figure that out. There are there are 3 chips here that look to be MOSFETs, which is what you need to drive the backlight. So I'll probably be poking that as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There we go. Right on top, my switch puller. There are 3 MOSFETs there. I'm willing to bet one of them drives the backlight, one of them possibly drives that. Who knows? Who knows? I'll figure this out during another time. Off stream, of course. Yeah, this is one of the more tasty ports that I've ever tried. Once again, that's a Whidbey. Oh, wow. Guys, I think I drank half the bottle. Nice. Yeah, I guess this was a longer stream than usual, so, you know. I deserve it. But yeah, this is my last glass of the evening. And as I was saying, Whidbey's Washington port is local here to Seattle, Washington. One of the best ports that I've tried. This bottle normally retails for about 25 bucks. If you guys see it in your grocery store and want to give port a try, I highly recommend it. Yeah. 25 bucks. If you buy it, if you happen to be in the Pacific Northwest, Fred Meyer, QFC, and a few other grocery stores are running sales on it. I picked this particular bottle up for 13 bucks plus tax. Idiot Exception says, is port a wine? Yes, it is a wine. So you will not incur any liquor taxes on it. Just the regular tax. Yeah. It is one of the sweetest red wines you will possibly taste. Delicious. Yeah, there has only been 3 wines from 3 ports that I really liked over the course of this series. One of them is Whidbey Washington Port. One of them was Taylor Fladgate. And the other was here. I actually have the empty bottles. Let me show you guys really quick. I no longer have the Taylor Fladgate one, but I think I should get that next. But this is the other one I really like. Ware's Otima 10 Tawny Porto. This one is actually fairly expensive. You will normally see this in a grocery store for about $30 to $40. If you have a Costco membership, the price goes down to about $20. And every now and then you will see it at grocery stores for about 18 bucks. But yeah, if I were to take this and compare it to the Whidbey Island one, they come very, very close. I would give a slight edge to the Otima. And as you can see, this one was only 500 milliliters compared with the Washington Port, which is, I think this is a 750. Yeah, this is a 750 milliliter bottle. So Otima is significantly more expensive. Yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend these. All right, guys, it's about 10:35. It's been what, 3 hours since I started this stream. I still have to go to work tomorrow. In fact, I have an early day tomorrow, so I will be logging off right now. Expect the PR to be filed hopefully sometime tomorrow or sometime early this week or next week even. And expect it to be reviewed and all that sometime next week. We'll see. We'll see. So all you 910 CE owners, don't be holding your breath. And if you are an original 910 owner, definitely don't hold your breath, because, yeah, sorry, I'm not porting that one. Alright, guys, thanks for joining in on the stream. I know this was longer than usual on a Tuesday evening. Thanks, everyone. My next stream should be this coming Thursday. And if you guys want to catch Merlin doing things other than keyboards, I'll be playing with this. Hopefully I'll pick up a game that I really like. I am eyeing Animal Crossing and potentially Breath of the Wild, but wow, these games are pretty expensive. So we shall see what I pick, and we'll have a gaming stream this coming Thursday. The entire stream won't be all gaming because I do have more alpacas to lube. So yeah, we'll see what we do then. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see ya when I see ya. Goodbye, guys.